If you're a YouTuber, there's a good chance that you already have an audience. And there's a good chance that that audience would like to be able to support what you're doing on YouTube. YouTube has recently enabled channel memberships for your fans, audience, to be able to support you directly through YouTube. You can set price points from 99 cents all the way up to $100 a month, and that will be recurring every month in ways that your fans or audience can support what you're doing. Also, there are super chats that your subscribers can send you during live streams and, send you money while you're streaming. But the problem is, for YouTube memberships and for super chats, you have to be in the YouTube Partner Program, meaning you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time just to get there. So how can YouTubers get support from their subscribers now without being at 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours of watch time? One way is through Patreon. Patreon is a website built for just that reason. People supporting artists, YouTubers, podcasters, and saying, here, take my money. And even if you are in the YouTube Partner Program and you get super chats and you have channel memberships enabled, it's still a good idea to have a Patreon. For one reason, YouTube takes 30% of all the super chat money that you make and channel membership money that comes in. 30% of that goes to YouTube and you keep 70%. And any money that you make on Patreon, it's a much lower percent that gets taken. Also, it's never good to have all your eggs in one basket, of course. So what are some things that YouTubers can offer to their patrons in exchange for their support on Patreon? Well, here are a few things. Early access to videos. You can make your video, upload it to YouTube, set it as unlisted, and put that link on Patreon, and all your patrons can watch those videos early. You could offer them a bonus episode every month where you do the same thing. You record the video, upload it to YouTube, you set it as unlisted, and that just goes to Patreon and you never set it to public on YouTube. It's a Patreon only video. You can make some sort of behind the scenes post where your supporters can see what you're working on, or what project you have coming up next, or anything like that. People love to have a look into the life of an artist or content creator, aside from just the stuff that we put out and make public. You can put up polls on Patreon and ask people, what kind of video do you want to see next? Or get their feedback on any sort of thing that you're working on. Here's one that I use and that I know people like. You can put your patrons' names in the credits on your video. You can put them either down in the description, or you can flash their names up during the video or at the end and say just thank you to my patrons. It's just a way to say thank you and give them some recognition. What I do on one of my tiers, I have a little emoji. I put a certain emoji next to their name on the credits too if they're in that tier. So that's just going a little bit above and beyond, and they get a little bit of special recognition for that. If you have merch, then you can offer patrons a discount code where when they go to your shop, they get a certain percentage off. So even though they're supporting you with so much money per month, they're also saving money on shirts or whatever that they buy from you. One perk that's very popular is doing a group live stream or a group Zoom call. Depending on how many patrons you have, do a monthly live stream that's patrons only. That's a good way to get patrons right there. For the higher tiers, you can do one-on-one calls, coaching calls, or just one-on-one Zoom calls where you just hang out for a half hour. I do that with some of my patrons. You can do a patron-only Discord where, that's the only way that people can have access to your Discord server as if they're a patron. A lot of bigger creators do that. Another thing that you can do that I really wouldn't recommend unless it's really easy for you, or maybe you don't have that many patrons in this tier, is you can offer physical goods. You can, if you're in this tier, then you get a postcard every month, or you get a shirt or something like that. But don't put yourself out there too far, because it can be a little bit hard to meet all the demand depending on how many patrons you have. My name is Kevin Crow, and did you know? For more tips on how to monetize your passion, you can hit that subscribe button down below. I hope this video gave you some ideas. You might be surprised at the response that you get from your audience. I know I was when I started my Patreon. I'll see you in the next video. Unique, New York. Unique, New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. I can't talk.